This podcast is brought to you in part by Coke, Buffalo Wild Wings, Southern Immediate Care, Guaranteed Labels, Central State Bank, Sunrise Docks, Banker's Bounty, and Dr. Thomas Dudney. Now, back to Bubba on the Lake.
Hey, it's Bubba, hey, Bubba, Bubba on the lake. This is Bubba, hey, Bubba, Bubba on the lake. Yeah, he's got it going on, gotta come and check this. Talking people, talking places from Bubba's perspective. This is Bubba, hey, Bubba on the lake. Hey, Bubba, yeah, Bubba on the lake. Let's go.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Bubba on the Lake. I'm your semi-retired, mostly washed-up host, formerly of the Rick and Bubba Show, and we want to welcome you to Bubba on the Lake, or as I like to call it, BOTL. You can always find out more about the show at bubbaonthelake.com. Send us an email, bubba@bubbaonthelake.com. We have that comment line. We always love to hear those comments, 308-BIG-LAKE, 308-BIG-LAKE. Some of those will make it to air, some will not, but they all are listened to, and they all are very entertaining. We are broadcasting from the Meliella studio, and we have a great show this week. Have an old friend of mine, and we're going to get to spend a little time, cover some things. You used to hear him on the radio show. Todd Jones is going to join us, and he's got a lot of things going on, and we're going to spend a lot of time with him during this show, so we won't have a lot of news and other things for this week. Thanksgiving is coming up, and man, I am so excited. And I'll mention this to Todd later. I have a new saying: health is wealth. It's been quite a fall, and I really appreciate all of the nice emails, text, comments I'm getting from folks. I've seen so many of you out and about the last week, and you're just so kind to check on me, and I can see that, you're not just doing it to say it, you're actually concerned. I appreciate that. We are doing well. We've got stitches out. Everything's pretty much healed up. We got a few little spots there, but they're closing up well. Still got the PICC line. Those of you that've had that before, that's where they feed the IV right into you. Don't have to stick you. And I get a daily IV. So there's your update on that. That's got to go on for a few more weeks, and hopefully we'll be done with all of that, and we can get back to rehab. Some of you have asked me about rehab. I have not been to rehab since August. So you can imagine how difficult this is going to be when I start. Now, I can walk pretty well, but I'm stiff, and I'm nowhere near the flexibility I need to be. So when they start cranking on me, it is really going to be bad. I've already had to tell one of the guys that I'm going to be working with, I said, look, you're going to have to treat me like a 90-year-old. No offense to you 90-year-olds, but you have to bring me along slow. I can't go for a 120-degree knee bend here right out of the gate. So we're going to have to work on it. But we'll get there, and we'll keep you updated on all that as that moves along. But thank you for your concern. There's so many. We have several friends that have people in their family going through some real serious health issues, and we continue to pray for them, and I would ask for you to do that too. And we want you to continue to pray for us. We appreciate it. We need it every day. We feel it every day, and I'd really, really do appreciate it. I'm very thankful for that. As we come up on this holiday. Excited that some of the family will be in here, and we'll get to spend a little time together and hopefully enjoy each other, not get on each other's nerves too much, because we'll get back together at Christmas, I hope. That's the plan. So there's just a lot going on. The weather's been pretty mild. Hadn't even been able to burn wood in the fireplace lately. So, it's Chamber of Commerce weather. You can't argue with that. Now, one of the things going on, and I told you about this last week, I want to be sure everybody is up to date. Coming on Friday, November the 28th, at Christmas, we're going to have the it's really famous in this part of the world. Santa comes to Lake Martin on Black Friday for Christmas at Crossroads, and that'll be November the 28th. You can shop the Holiday Bazaar from 9 to 4 for the perfect handmade gift for the loved ones on your list. And if you're tired of just doing the Amazon thing and you want to get something else, it's, got a little personal touch to it, this is a great place to do it. You have to have the kids out there, tell them to get their list ready. They can get pictures with Santa. They're going to be on the green stage. That's the Friday on the green that we have in the summer, which is a music series, but Santa's going to make good use of it from 10 till 2. And if you want to learn more details about all of this, you can go to russelllands.com and find out all that information. So there you go. We got Thanksgiving coming up. Santa's coming to the lake. Just a lot of good things going on. And our good friend, Todd Jones, is going to be with us on this podcast. He is a tremendous guy, super guy, and glad to call him friend. And we'll talk about his accomplishments and what he's doing now, what his family's doing. So hopefully it'll be a really good podcast for you to listen to, and especially if you're out driving around Thanksgiving week, it'll be a good one to listen to and catch up on. So we'll get started with that, excuse me, without any further ado. Right after this break, thank all of you for being a part of Bubba on the Lake, and we'll be right back with Todd Jones.
Where's Bubba?
I'll tell you where. He's on the lake.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Grab a latte at Brew 63, linger over lunch at Fanny's, or take in a Lake Martin sunset at Kalijah Restaurant. Whether you're here for the weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
Illuminate your night fishing adventures with the ultimate in submersible fishing light technology. The Green Monster Fishing Light attracts bait fish and game fish in all water environments. Turn any dock into a vibrant feeding frenzy. Compact, tough, and energy efficient. The Green Monster Fishing Light will provide endless hours of family entertainment and enhanced nighttime visibility for safe docking. No dock, no problem. With our 24-inch portable Green Monster Fishing Light, start landing trophy fish tonight. Visit thegreenmonsterfishinglight.com.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Folks, we are back, and we're glad to have on the line. Many of you have been emailing, wanting to know where he is, what he's doing. Are we going to get in touch with him? Good friend, Todd Jones. Todd, how are you, sir?
What's up, Mr. Bubba? Thank you for the invite. Super excited about being here, and can't wait to catch up and connect and tell everybody hello and see how everybody's doing. So great to be on the show.
Todd, I still get, it doesn't matter where I go, I still get people that tell me some of their favorite things we used to do on the radio show was when we would talk to you and get you to scream out the window and tell the city that you were pitching in that you were going to own them. That was fun stuff.
Yeah, that was a great time. You guys were so kind to me when I was playing, and so grateful for the opportunities that you guys. My gosh, there's no telling what, if you actually sit down and you think about how much you guys let me actually learn how to do radio, watch you guys do radio, help out with things that I had going on, charity auctions and fundraisers and plug-in baseball camps and things like that. I mean, you guys were an integral part of my entire career from start to finish. When we were at Jacksonville together, Bubba, me and you, and all the way to the end. And it's just a special thing to have a friend be able to go alongside and walk through the journey together.
Well, Todd, you've been too kind. You're the one that has been too kind, because back in college, you were very busy. And, I would look at you and say, hey, Todd, great job today. Give you thumbs up, and you give me thumbs up back. So you You were very busy. You had a lot going on. I'm glad we've got to be better friends over the years. That's for sure. But Todd, I was preparing for this today, and because you're Todd, and we're friends, and I see you at Jack State games a lot, and we share a box up there, and I forget just how daggum good you were, man. I mean, I got to looking at your stats again today. Check this out, okay? You're drafted by the Astros. Correct me if I'm wrong here, okay? You're drafted by the Astros in 1989. You make your first major league debut in 1993. But some of these numbers that you have accumulated is just unbelievable. You have joined the 300 save club. That you were the 21st person to do that back in 2007, which that alone is a great accomplishment. The fact you're in the major leagues and doing that. But you went ahead and had, in 2000, you had 42 saves out of 46 chances. It made you an American League All-Star, Roll Age Reliever of the Year. And the numbers are just staggering what you accomplished. But there was one that I was looking at that I thought was very interesting. And that was, total, you had 319 saves total, 235 of them with the Tigers. But of people who put bat on ball to you, 22% were fly balls, 47.2 were ground balls, and that's what made you a great reliever and a great closer, because you got your guys a lot of double play balls.
Yeah, it was. Well, thanks for that. I would say a couple things about my career. I think looking back, that one of my biggest abilities was my durability. I was able to go out there each night, and good or bad, no matter how it went, I was able to be able to get ready for the next game as well. One of the numbers that I'm the most proud of is 981 games pitched.
Wow.
Which is 16 or 17 all time. And that's something that I'm really proud of, because I was able to show my teammates that I was there every situation, any situation that was needed. I was able to show up, see what happens, and try to get through the outing. But having the chance to go to the All-Star game in my hometown of Atlanta, and have the Rick and Bubba show there, hanging out and getting a chance to do all the things, that's one of the highlights of my career. And, we were able to share that together. And, there was a lot of special things that I was able to just be a part of, but mostly because I was just lucky enough or just dumb enough to stay healthy. And, I did the work, but I got really lucky being able to take the daily, workload that you had to put up. And I'm just grateful to God to be able to do that. And very, very, very thankful, because I don't know if I had very much else to bring to the table, but I enjoyed playing baseball.
Did you say 981 games? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Todd,
Yeah.
that is, your rotator cuff. What is it made out of? Titanium? How do you even do that? In high school, I probably pitched in 40 games, and I know how long that was and how that wore on me. So I can't know. That is such a staggering number. It's hard to comprehend.
Yeah. But again, you just, ever since we were little, we were playing Little League, and then, my entire life, I just went to the next game. And then I would start in Little League and go to Pony and Colt, and then Babe Ruth and high school ball, and then college ball, and then pro ball. And then you make it up throughout pro ball, A ball, double A, triple A, winter ball. And my whole life, luckily, it had nothing to do with me, but luckily I was able to just go to the next game till I was 40 years old. And, I got some really good strength and conditioning coaches early in my career that taught me how to work, in parentheses, And I was able to, stay healthy. And, that's the thing that I'm the most proud of.
Well, Todd, we're in a day now. I mean, of course, you threw in the 90s, but we got guys now throwing 100, but, they only last a year or two before they throw their elbow out. Some of them come back, some of them don't. But your durability to be able to throw in the 90s for that long, and you had great, you really kept the ball down low, and that was big success for you over the long term. You got to play with a lot of teams. That's the nature of the beast now with free agency. And it was just an incredible run. Let me ask you this, thinking back to Jack State, what are some of your fond memories there of playing for Coach Abbott?
Well, my memories of Jacksonville State are not very pleasant on the mound. I think I'm still the all-time walks leader there. And, I was not a very good pitcher because I just could not, for the life of me, learn how to throw strikes until later in my career. 2 or 3 years in the major leagues even was I able to really learn how to command the strike zone. I was just lucky enough to throw pretty hard that I was, noticed by some major league clubs and given an opportunity. But my gosh, I played with, the 3 years that I was at Jacksonville State, we went to the College World Series all 3 years. And then the next 2 years after I leave, they win back-to-back national championships in Division II. So, playing for Coach Abbott, he was a wonderful recruiter. He was a good father figure, but I'm thankful for Jacksonville State for a lot of reasons. One of them, and primarily, was I met my wife there, and her name's Michelle. We've been married 36 years, coming up in December, with 2 kids, and all that came from Jacksonville State. So I'm forever indebted to that place because that's where we met. And that's where we fell in love, and that's where this journey's taken us the whole way. And playing as long as I did, Bubba, I played 15 years in the major leagues, but me and Michelle, or pretty much Michelle, we moved 29 times.
Wow.
So we started out in a U-Haul, and the last 10 years we ended up having to put everything in a Tahoe and just drive, because when I got traded for, or when I got released, I'm on a plane the next day going to my next team. She's the one that's shutting down the apartment, turning off, the internet and the power and the phone.
Amazing.
Not to mention balancing and raising two wonderful kids while we were doing this. So a lot of credit goes to her. She is, and she was a wonderful baseball wife. She understood exactly what was demanded, and she was wonderful support. And to this day, she just keeps she keeps showing me the layers of really how wonderful she is, which helps us be what we're doing now. So I owe it all to Jack State.
You were a pitcher, but you did hit a home run right there with that one when you met Michelle.
Well, for Betty as well, right? We can't do what we were able to do and are able to do even today without the support from the home front. So, we're grateful to both have very, very, very wonderful wives, and we can't do what we do without it.
Listen, I outkick my coverage. Nobody has to convince me of that. And plus, now I have a live-in RN that can give me my IV every day. So, that comes in handy, because you don't want me putting that thing in. There's no telling what happened. Well, Todd, Michelle, you brought Michelle up. I've got to know her better in later years, and she is very funny, and we love being around her. Anytime we're headed to a game, Betty always, she'll go, "Hey, is Michelle going?"
That's the first thing that Michelle asks, is Betty going?
Because they get to having a good time.
Great friends, and that's really what that's really what a football game is all about. It's just about enjoying company of people you want to be around and pulling for a great football team that's having another wonderful year. It was like you went to the game on Saturday night and there were 24,000 people there.
That was a new record for the stadium.
It was a record sellout, and Jacksonville State just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you're a big part of that now, and everything that's happening is turning into. It's been the perfect storm for 20 years, but it's actually starting to really get some traction. Look at the recruits that were in there Saturday night. They're massive, and the players are so much bigger and stronger these days. So, Jacksonville State is a nice little. It's no longer a secret. It's like Destin, Florida. The word's out on Destin, Florida, just like the word's out on Jacksonville State.
Have you got to know Coach Kelly very well?
I met him a few times. He's a pretty no nonsense business guy. So I wasn't able to bring a whole lot of football to the conversation. So I didn't get a chance to spend a lot of time with him. But Eric Davis and Eric Davis is one of the coaches on his staff at Jack State, and we were around each other in college, and he's a familiar face, and he's a great addition to the program as well. So I get a little bit of information from all those guys that are hanging around the program, but it's just the sky's the limit. Greg Seitz at Jacksonville, the athletic director for 35 years, has just every single move he's made. He's got the vision that nobody else had any idea that Jacksonville State could be as big as they did, but he did. And it's a great thing.
It's come so far from when I was a kid, Todd. I grew up not far from the stadium, and I've told the story. I used to sell Cokes and programs as a Cub Scout, and, the end zones were kudzu with a concession stand down there, and the visitor side was like 8 rows of wooden bleachers that were open, and I used to see the women drop their purse, and they'd have to send their boyfriend down under there and all that mess to try to pick them up. And to see where it is now, like you said, and see at the level we're playing, Charles Kelly has brought in some extremely high talent. I mean, look at Cam Cook. I mean, he's leading the nation in rushing. He should be in the Heisman race. I think we're getting a little off look there because we're not a power 4, but he definitely ought to be invited to New York in that group if he's still leading it, which I think he will be. And we have some other guys that are going to be picked up by, the NFL. And like you said, Eric Davis, he's just got a drawer full of Super Bowl rings from the 49ers. And so, there's a lot of good things going on. You can tell we just passed 10,000 students. And it's just, you just see the momentum moving forward at Jack State. It's very exciting to be a part of that.
Yeah, it really is. And there's not many schools in state that wants to play Jacksonville State in football right now. And I think that's a good thing. There's just so much talent. And Jacksonville, what's really exciting in all sports, basketball, football, baseball, tennis, obviously they pull from around the world, but Jacksonville State, their roster is from the entire country.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's an exciting thing as an alum, because it used to just be Georgia and Alabama from the baseball team, but you look at the baseball team roster, and these guys are from all over the country, because Jacksonville's got the traction, and the football team as well. They've got the traction and the street credit to pull these 3, 4, 5-star guys into the football program from all over the country. And that's just going to continue to push the envelope forward. really reveal how competitive Jacksonville can be.
You know, Coach Kelly, I think, has a great plan for this new era of college football, the NIL, the distribution of funds. And I think he has a plan. He has a niche he's working there where he can bring in guys that feel like they're underappreciated at bigger schools. They can come and display their talent, and we hope they stay, or if they move on, good for them too. But I think he's really got a great program and the way he's executed, and a super nice guy. I've really enjoyed getting to know him, and he's a funny guy. But when he needs to turn serious, he can do it on a dime.
In a heartbeat. And I think he hit the nail on the head, because what kids are realizing now, players are realizing that, sure, everybody wants to get the most NIL that they can, and they all want the most exposure, and with social media, everybody loves the swag. Then Jack State's got great swag and stuff like that. But it's all about playing time. It's all about getting on the field and being able to compete. And if you're good enough, because Jacksonville State, with all these midweek games, they're on major networks all the time. They were on ESPNU Saturday night, and you are displayed for the whole entire country to see. And it's all about exposure. And I was a first-round draft pick at a Division II college baseball program. So if you can get the looks, you can, to your point, you can stay at Jacksonville State and be All-American and get drafted to play in the NFL. Or if you think you want to go someplace else, then there's that opportunity as well. But people are going to learn that first of all, it's a whole lot tougher to get on that field at Jacksonville State than people realize. And then once you're there and you're in the program and you're having a wonderful college experience, there's really, you're splitting hairs if you're going to transfer. So, if I'd have had the NIL and had the transfer portal, would I have met my wife?
Yeah.
That's something kids don't consider, but it's all about, these days, it's all about what motivates you. What is your motor? Are you all about, do you have to go to college to get NIL to take care of your family? Is that, or are you just, some kid that just wants to buy gold chains and stack all the NIL that you can? That's going to reveal itself, because you're not going to put it in the work, and the coaches at Jacksonville State are going to take care of those guys.
Todd, we're going to take a quick break. We're talking to Todd Jones, former Major League Baseball player, and we'll talk about some of the other things you're doing, Todd, in broadcasting and things to do with your family and faith. Still got a lot to cover, and we'll be right back in just a minute on Bubba on the Lake.
You're listening to Bubba. Whoa. Bubba on the Lake.
Another staff meeting, another push for cross-selling, another awkward silence. Then Banker Bounty happened. The first referral platform made just for banks. One app that empowers every employee, not just your top producers, to bring in business. No more spreadsheets, no more silos, just clarity, culture, and actual growth in real time. Banker Bounty fixes more than your referral program. It fixes your momentum. Go to bankerbounty.com, watch the video, book your free demo. Banker Bounty. Create, manage, and track referrals in real time.
Since 1965, Bice Motors has been Lake Martin area's home for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram sales and service. For 60 years, families have trusted Bice Motors in Alexander City for honest deals, friendly service, and the best selection around. Our team of certified technicians services most all makes and models. Plus, we've got a tire center, parts department, and a full collision center to keep you rolling. Bice Motors, your hometown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealer since 1965. In Alex City or online at bicemotors.com.
Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
When you need urgent care, Southern Immediate Care is here for you. Illness doesn't follow a 9-to-5 schedule, so we offer support 7 days a week at convenient locations throughout Birmingham and Northeast Alabama, dedicated to serving all ages from children to adults. Southern Immediate Care offers occupational medicine services, including DOT physicals and testing. At Southern Immediate Care, your health is our top priority. Visit southernimmediatecare.com or call 205-409-2794.
Attention business owners, print buyers, and production managers. Guaranteed Labels is here to help you focus less on your printing, labels, decals, and focus more on growing your business. Guaranteed Labels wants to be your reliable printer. Quality, on-time shipments, and stock programs set us apart. If you're needing to focus less on your printing and more on your business, trust Guaranteed Labels, 205-640-4552 or GuaranteedLabels.com. Guaranteed Labels, still sticking since 1988.
We are back, and our guest is Todd Jones, former Major League player, former All-Star, former Roll-Age Reliever of the Year, and former Jack State Gamecock. We were just talking about Jack State and some of the things going on. Todd, we're talking about players, but look at the level of coaching too. And we've had some great coaches over the years. You know, I won't even start to run that list down. But when you talk about Rich Rods, who was offered the Alabama job, turned it down, ended up at Michigan, Arizona. He's back at West Virginia now. Charles Kelly has 2 national championships sitting on his on his desk, rings that are sitting on his desk, one from Florida State, one from Alabama. I mean, Greg Sykes, you mentioned it. I mean, he is out there shooting some threes, and he has landed some pretty big coaches historically, and not only in football, in the other sports too.
Well, I mean, he's never missed. But you know, one thing that I've gotten a chance to really know Greg and spend time with him is that he understands the infrastructure part of it. He's willing to, designate the extra money for the extra coaches so they can get the head coach that can get their guys in that they want, to be able to pay them in a competitive amount, to be able to land those big coaches, because those big coaches, they need their guys to be with them. And, you know, Greg understands that it takes money to make money. And he is that's where his true vision is in my opinion, because I'm sure in basketball and in football there's an analytical department, but in baseball there's an intense analytical department that helps players develop faster, helps players be able to compete on a even field from the big sexy programs. They have the ability to take that information, to transfer it to pro teams, to have a chance to, even though, these scouts in all the sports will come in and say, well, you know, Jacksonville State's Conference USA, it's not the SEC, but the coaches are saying, well, yeah, look at the analytics on these particular players that say this guy's 40, this guy's vertical, this guy's first step as a defensive back to be able to drop and cover wide receivers, his wingspan, all that stuff is measurable these days. So it doesn't really matter where you play. If you've got that information, all those numbers translate in this day and age, this world of the coaches being able to identify good players. And that's something that Greg has put a big emphasis on, that the regular fans, don't really see or understand, because it's not visible. But for the baseball program to have the analytical department that it has, to be able to show these players that, hey, this is why you're not playing. It's not that coach doesn't like you, right?
You're right.
It's not that your step to your left or your right are 3 steps shorter than the starting shortstop. That's why you're not playing. And the analytics can reveal that in a third person party that is not that's not challenging or offensive. It's just is what it is, so to speak.
Yeah.
And all that to say this, that you've got all the bells and whistles with the sexy coaches and the great programs, but with the skeletal bones that Greg Seitz has built off of, that's what really attracts the coaches.
Todd, let's talk a little bit about what you've been doing since baseball. You've got over into broadcasting, and you were joking earlier about learning broadcasting, watching us do the radio show, and that probably only helped you develop bad habits. But you were really, I mean, you were on the show that the Tigers that actually covered the Tigers, right? And you're still, are you still doing a lot of those games?
Yeah, I was on the local network, the Bally Regional Detroit broadcast team for the Tigers, and I did pre and post game shows, and got to do a little bit of the in game. Got to broadcast a couple color for the play by play guy for the Tigers named Jason Benetti. But I've had this is my third year of doing it, and I really enjoy it. I'm able to be around the game and able to be around the players and see that the game has changed a little bit. But like when you're actually playing the game, it's still the same as you were when you're in Little League. You've got all these information to make all these different decisions. And that was not what we were presented when I was playing. And that's really one of the big things that's really changed a lot. It took you had one or two, free months in the big leagues before anybody realized you had a new pitch or a hitter was able to hit the ball well the other way. That word didn't travel like it travels now. You can't broadcast. You can't go to a game and go to a weekend series and come up with a new pitch and the whole league's going to know about it the next day because of the analytical information that is out there for all of the clubs. So, those kind of windows have really shrunk as far as, information and technology. And I heard it described really great from one of the minor league coaches that I was buddies with. When you're coaching a player in the minor leagues, there is no guessing anymore. You've got the information, you've got the analytics, and you can precisely see exactly whether it's his bat angle or his arm angle when he's making a pitch. You can diagnose exactly what's going on and what the problem is super fast these days, where in a generation ago, it took an old timer to be able to say, well, he's just got to turn his hip or something like that. And now you can quantify exactly how many degrees of rotation this guy's hip has got, or, things like that. So
wow.
that really helps expose players, but players have come to grips with it and they can make adjustments a lot faster than we ever did.
Todd, I did get clips of you during the year when you were doing your broadcasting. And of course, you're very knowledgeable and add a lot to the broadcast, but it seemed like you were having fun too. And you helped to lighten up their broadcast, and your humor and your personality came through a lot. And I thought that added a lot.
Well, I think that's one of the things, Bubba, that I learned from watching you guys. I think one of the things that you really have to learn is you have to learn your voice. You have to learn your sweet spot, what you're good at, what you're not good at. Like I learned, I'm really good at ad-libbing, but I've got to pull back because I want the big laugh at the end, and I can't do that on TV. But it takes a while to learn the timing of the broadcaster that I'm with that night. With the when he's running the desk, his job is to keep the show on track, and they do a good job of reeling me in. But it's a learning experience. As we used to say, win, play, show. You guys showed me how to move in and out of a discussion of a topic to be able to keep it on path. And not ramble, but still add something to it. And that's something that you try to do, because in TV, you've got set short, windows that you've got to talk through.
Todd, speaking of you broadcasting, I was going to ask you about the kids, but you have a daughter that's also big into broadcasting.
Yeah, she's chasing the dream. She wants to be a sideline reporter. She currently lives in Dallas. Her name's Abby Jones. She works for She worked for Valley Southwest. She ran social media for them. She works for an internet company called All City Network that covers the Rangers, the Cowboys, the Mavs, and the Dallas Stars. So she's at the arena every night, gathering content, doing hits from the sideline. She's a great follow. She's at Abigail on Instagram, and then she's at Abby Jones TV on Instagram. You can check that out if you want to. But she's been doing it 4 or 5 years. I believe she's starting her 5th year because she started in November. So yeah, this will be her 5th year. Her very first night of broadcasting, she was at the game for the Dallas Mavericks where they retired Dirk Nowitzki's jersey.
Wow.
And they gave him a statue. And over the next 18 months, the Dallas Mavericks went to the NBA Finals. The Texas Rangers won the World Series, and then the Texas Rangers hosted the All-Star game. And then the Dallas Stars went to the Western Conference Finals. So, she had got this wonderful, amazing opportunity to be able to cover some really exciting teams. So she enjoys that. And then our son, Alex, he's a hitting coach in college at Northwest Shoals Community College. He's the assistant coach there. And he's been coaching 5 years, and he enjoys it as well. He's a really, really gifted communicator with the hitters to be able to help them, talk them through different scenarios, different situations. When it's going good, when it's going bad, he can help them learn how to deal with that. So, you got great kids too, Bubba. You just wind them up and let them go, and we're here to try to help them where we can, but. It's up to them because those are tough roads to hoe, as you know. And as long as they keep it in the middle of the road, that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, I've been very blessed. I have 2 wonderful kids, and they have very different personalities, and both of them have, some things I'm very proud of. And of course, there's probably some areas we need to work on, things they've got from me. But, we keep moving forward. But it's great that both of yours are kind of following in your footsteps too, and things that you've done and been involved in. And Todd, now you did help do some coaching along the way too, right? Or is that in your future any? What do you think?
I did. I helped I helped on the amateur side. I was a volunteer at the high school when I first retired, where Pell City High School, where I live. I was a volunteer there, and then I did some USA baseball stuff, 16U national team, 18U national team. Got an opportunity to hang out with those guys, and there were I think there were 7 first rounders on that 18U national team for Team USA that won the gold medal. So I've been around some amazing talent. I saw Corey Seager when he was in high school. He looked just like he does now. It was crazy to see a 16-year-old's body move the way it does. But, and then I coached with the Tigers as well in the minor leagues. But, I don't want to do everything. I don't want to do – the coaching is a lot. There's a lot involved. It's 10 or 11 months out of the year. Me and Michelle, we did that for 19 years.
Right.
I don't want to take away from the family anymore. So, and I'm not a good enough player. I'm like I'm not a statue to be able to walk around Detroit and go to spring training for 10 days and then come in and sign autographs and glad hand people and things like that. So, but they let me kind of do what I can do, and I'm grateful for that, to stay connected. But nothing's going to take away the time now that I have to be able to spend with Michelle, and we can just go see Abby. We can go to Dallas. We can drop what we're doing and go to Dallas. We'd
like to see y'all come to Lake Martin for dinner one night.
Yeah, I'd love to. We could go to Muscle Shoals and see Alex. We could come down to Lake Martin and have dinner with the Bussies.
Hey, look, we hit the Pell City Steakhouse every now and then too. So
that's kind of what retirement's all about. So I'm just lucky to be able to do it.
So, Todd, tell us too. I know your faith plays a big part in your life, and I'm very appreciative of that. Tell us how that merges into this, and what are you doing? How is that part of your life now?
Well, I would say luckily my faith has been the very core of where everything started. I was saved as a 21-year-old in 1991, but I gave what I knew of myself to what I knew of God. And through my years of growing and development and Bible study and going to church and being married to Michelle, you're able to learn that wow, I'm really broken and I need a savior. But then not only that, how can he impact my life daily? How, as we're walking around, how can we pay attention with our ears and our eyes and our hands and be able to see where people are, where we're needed? And that's another great thing about retirement, is being able to just be able to help. My wife's dad lives by himself, and we're able to help out there. My mother's in a facility, long-term health care down in Birmingham. We're able to go down and spend time with her and get her supplies that she needs to just really try to it's funny, Bubba, the first part of my life, I just wanted to be important. I wanted to be big time, and now I just want to be significant. I want to go where I can and help out where I can. And God's given me all these opportunities, and I've been asked and lucky enough to tag along with Rick Burgess, with Burgess Ministries, and be able to go out for Man Church and be an encouragement to those churches that are walking through the 40-week process of Man Church. I'm doing one in February in Mississippi, and super excited about that. So, there's a Bible study at my house every Tuesday night. We've done it for 16 years. We've had probably 50 people come and go, but there's probably 10 or 12 of us that'll meet. And we have some pastors there. I'm pretty spoiled. We have some pastors. We have like a bunch of senior adults that can help us walk life out. And really, that's what it's all about, is just be able to. You're equipped, I'm equipped, Michelle and Betty and everybody listening is equipped in a certain way to be able to help people, that when they go through something, you can say, you know what, I've already gone through that. Let me tell you about it. Let me try to help you with it. And that's really what it's all about. Is that's the only question that I feel like matters, is what do you know about Jesus and what does he mean to you? So like really, I'm a work in progress and working that out every day. But at least I'm continuing to try to grow and develop, and really just give back the true gift that I've been given.
Todd, you look like you could still play today. I mean, I grabbed that arm this weekend, and man, you hitting that gym pretty good. I mean, you still got it.
I'm pretty fortunate. My son got me into CrossFit. He's a level 1 instructor, and he's an animal. And I've been doing CrossFit for about 5 or 6 years.
I am too, Todd, but I'm a walrus. That's the problem.
Good one.
I tell people I'm quick as a cat, and the cat's name is Garfield.
When he got out of high school, he went back to one of the games or something, and one of the coaches he goes, "Man, what are you taking?" And he said, "No days off. That's what I'm taking."
That's a good one.
He's a really, really good instructor to be able to show me the exercises. So I was confident and comfortable enough to go to a CrossFit class. But I do a lot of CrossFit that as I'm getting older, I've got to kind of pare it down. But I mean, you got to stay active, and that's what I enjoy doing.
Todd, let me give you one recommendation: take care of your knees. Okay, don't let your knees get away from you. And you made a great point, and it's something that's really kind of hit home with me. I've joked about it, but it really does. There is a cemetery right behind the Coliseum, on the campus of Jacksonville State University. And that happens to be where my family plot is. We have a big stone there. My mom, my dad, 2 sisters are buried there. And, when I leave my office in the Coliseum, I drive by there on the way home. And it's a reminder, that day is coming. That it's
right.
just a matter of time till you're going to be out there under a tent and they're going to be lowering you in a hole. So
That's right.
Have you done everything you need to do before that day comes? I joke they'll just roll me out of my office and go straight over there. It won't be a very long trip.
There you go.
And also I'm next to the tennis court, so I can keep a view of Helms and what they're doing over there. So, but it really is, it kind of, we've joked about it, but it does hit home with you that, this is all, there's grains of the sand going through the hourglass, and we all have a certain number of those. And when they're over, and we don't know when they're coming, but we know how it's going to end up.
And I think looking back that, I'm 57, so I don't think I'd want it any other way. I don't think I want to know anything that's going to happen in the future, because God then forces you to play it straight up, right?
Yep,
I mean, you have to live out each day intentionally. You have to be prepared to give an account, and really the only thing you have to do is realize that you can't do it on your own.
Yep.
And you can't earn your way to heaven. There is no one that is perfect living on the earth except for Jesus. And if you believe the Bible, that's the question. I've got to get you into that bucket of the Bible.
Yep.
And if I can do that, then we can have a conversation, because it's what the Bible says. The only way is through Jesus. And that's why he's so impactful. That's why he's so divisive. That's why he's so encompassing. And that's why he's so inviting to everyone that wants to call on the name of Jesus, understanding that they can't do it, but he did. And I will trade my life for his life. And now that I'm walking around, I'm going to try to continue to do what he did. And it's got nothing to do with doing anything other than trying to live a different life where somebody asks you, why are you different? Why are you not,
Yep.
When things go bad, or, things like that, then you've got to be ready to understand and be able to succinctly talk about your faith and what's required. And that's the easiest gift of all. It's free. It's to anybody that asks, but it's a very specific question of, do you believe in Jesus, and do you believe in Jesus as your Savior? And if we can walk around Jack State, or walk around all the places you've been, all the places I've been, and live a different way, to have someone say, hey, what's different about you? Why are you so happy? Or why are you so joyful? Bubba, you went through you've had a tough year. Why are you still smiling? Why are you still doing what you're doing? And he's like, and you're like, hey, let me tell you why. And that's what we're supposed to do as broken sinners. That's what we're supposed to do.
I know a lot of folks think too, they have to be good, or they have to be righteous, or they have to get to a certain point in their life where they may have things that they know are not right in their life, or, relationships they're in, they know are not good for them. And I've talked to a lot of people, and they always want to try to get to the point where I can ask Jesus to come into my life. They feel like they got to do some foundational work. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions. And I said, no, he wants to meet you right where you are today, right where you are, in the middle of divorce, in the middle of, bankruptcy, in the middle of health issues or job changes or something you've done that is not right. He wants to meet you right there. And that's where the walk begins. And then the becoming sanctified over time, while we all struggle still with things in our life and make mistakes, it becomes easier because he's going to make it easier for you, and you don't have to do the work. He's going to love you either way. And that is a big message I think a lot of people miss.
Yeah, that's really well said, Bub. And you're exactly right. I think, first of all, as a believer, once you become a believer, you're given something called the Holy Spirit.
Yep.
And when you stumble and don't act right in a certain situation, don't handle a certain situation in the right way, instantly in the back of your head, you're going to know you did something wrong.
Yep.
And that's good, because that means that's the Holy Spirit and you're saved. And now you got to go fix it. And you've got to humble yourself to walk up to that person the next day and say, hey, you know what? I was a jerk. I didn't handle that situation right. I sure would like to ask for your forgiveness, and I'd like you to give me another chance, because that's not what I'm all about. And that's a process that takes time. First of all, understanding what we're saved from, but then once you're pot committed, and that's one of the bigger keys is really understanding that it's not on Wednesday and Sunday mornings. It's every single day.
Yep.
And you can look through life through a biblical lens, and you can see it a lot more clearly than if you try to take your glasses off and put them back on and take them off. If you'll just leave them on and learn how to deal with your failures and learn how to deal with your shortcomings and come to grips with yourself and continue to try to put yourself in a good light, in a good situation where you're not going to mess up by not doing things that you shouldn't be doing, then you can work on yourself, which might in turn inspire someone else to work on themselves.
Todd, that's a great segue because I know we've never paid you the fine for you putting Rick and Bubba on your hat in the All-Star game. And I've still got a note of that. I'm working through them, but I may need a payment plan.
Yeah, I think that's all been kind of forgiven. It was on the Rapture plan anyway. It was it started out as a hateful letter and a $5,000 fine, but we talked to we had my agent, I think, called the commissioner's office, and I said, hey, the next All-Star game I go to, I promise I won't put it on. And they go, okay, but I never went to another All-Star game, so the joke's on them.
That's funny.
But you've got the hat, I guess.
Yes, I still do.
That was a lot of fun.
I still do.
But those moments, those moments, whether you're in an All-Star game or a World Series or pitching for your country in the World Baseball Classic, or closing out Tiger Stadium, being the last person to ever pitch there. Those moments are not anything if you can't share them with your friends and family. And I was able to share them with Michelle, every single one of them, and to have good friends be able to be at some of those highlights and some of those highest points of my career certainly make it special.
Todd, you have done a great job. You've been a giver, and you have certainly done a lot for me and my family, and it inspires me. I got to do a better job. When I look at Todd Jones, I go, I can do better than I'm doing, and I need to do a better job. We're talking to Todd Jones, former major leaguer, former All-Star, former Roll-Age Reliever of the Year. Todd, thank you for taking time to talk to us. This is fun. We got to do it again. Thanksgiving is coming up as we close out. What are you the most thankful for? And I know it's a long list.
Really, thankful to just be here and be present in the moment, paying attention to what needs to be taken care of and trying to help out where you can. And that's number one. And then number two is just I'm still relatively healthy. You blew your knee up, and I tore both my quad tendons.
You did. You had a time.
We've been through a little bit, but we're better for it, and we're still able to be active and be involved, and that's what I'm thankful for.
Todd, I've learned a new saying, and I've quoted it often: health is wealth.
Yes, it really is. If you don't have that, it doesn't matter how much money you got.
It does not.
You're stuck in a bed.
Todd, thank you for joining us. We'll have you again. Tell Michelle we said hello, and let's get together and eat soon.
I do appreciate the time, pal. And seriously, thanks for having me on. I mean, Bubba on the Lake is a big deal. There's been a lot of super famous guys, and how I ended up on this podcast is beyond me. But I'm thankful for it, buddy.
Todd, love you, bro. Thank you, and we will be right back with more Bubba on the Lake.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We'll be right back.
You know one thing I love about Buffalo Wild Wings? You can get wings with any of their 26 sauces and dry rubs for takeout and delivery. That's like bringing an entire B-dubs home with you, which you can't do. I tried. I've knocked down so many walls, only to then be told to halt construction because I'm not zoned to be a sports bar. Kinda just looks like a big pergola or something because of the lack of walls. At least these 26 sauces and dry rubs are available to go. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
At Central State Bank, we believe community banking is more than just transactions. It's about relationships. For over 100 years, we've been helping neighbors grow, businesses thrive, and dreams become reality. Because when you bank local, you invest in your community. Central State Bank, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Visit us today or learn more at centralstatebank.com. Member FDIC.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Spend your mornings with breakfast at Fanny's. Afternoons, you can explore over 100 miles of trails through Russell Forest. And for dinner, how about the Southern farm-to-table flavors at Spring House? Whether you're here for the weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about. Folks, thank you for being a part of Bubba on the Lake. We're broadcasting from the Milliyella studio, and we appreciate you being along for the ride. Enjoyed having Todd on. Todd's a great guy, good friend, and just enjoy spending time with him. So if you get a chance to get out and hear him speak, as he's out at some of these churches, I would encourage you to do that. We want to remind you, our website is bubbaonthelake.com. We want you to subscribe, turn on notifications. Don't want you to miss anything from the show. And speaking of the website, we have some new merchandise in there for the winter. Got a nice little black hoodie with Bubba on the Lake logo on it. So check that out. It might be the perfect gift for someone that you don't know what to buy. I have some of those on my list. So that's always a nice gift. So check those out. We also have the merchandise for our other podcast, the Tailgate Show, which, by the way, if you haven't heard that, check it out. We talk about college football. We have a lot of fun. My son, Hunter, is one of the co-hosts on that. And check that out sometime. We'd like to keep that growing also. Well, folks, we're running a little long on this program. We were so glad to have Todd Jones on, have some segments with him, and we're going to wrap it up here. But Thanksgiving is coming up, and I am so thankful for so many things. And one of the things is all of you that listen to the podcast and make it possible. So we hope you'll spread the word with your kinfolks over the holidays and ask them, have they checked out the podcast? If not, help them hook it up. Show them how to do it. I do it every day. I grab somebody's phone and say, right here, this is what you do. Podcast app, search Bubba on the Lake, follow, and there you go. You're in business. It comes right to your phone. So thank you again, and I thank Todd Jones for taking time out of his busy schedule to be with us and have a nice conversation, and we will check in with you next time. And remember, until we sail into port, God loves you. We do too. Have a great Thanksgiving if we don't see you before then, and we will be in touch, Lord willing. Thank you for being a part of Bubba on the Lake.
Just got that new boat? Let Sunrise Docks protect your investment with Swift Shield boat covers, Neptune boat lifts, and easy ports for your personal watercraft. Plus, they have composite decking that stays cool, designed with your feet in mind. Sunrise Docks is always first in quality, first in service, and first in customer satisfaction. Right off Highway 63, your Lake Martin headquarters, with 2 barges and the most experienced boat lift crew on the lake. Sunrise Docks is your lake life expert. Call 256-392-5200.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Want to know what's going on around Lake Martin? Check out the calendar of seasonal events that include Fridays on the Green, naturalist events, fireworks, concerts, poker runs, boat shows, juried art shows, boat parades, and much more. If you're here for the weekend or if you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about. I am so happy to announce that our family dentist, Dr. Thomas Dudney, has joined my podcast as a sponsor. My entire family have been patients of Dr. Dudney and his team for over 20 years. Now, I'm going to be telling you a lot more about all of his services and what he does, but I have to tell you, the veneers that he gave me changed my life. I had no idea how big an impact that would have. You can call him today at 205-663-6545 or visit them at thomasdudney.com and find out more.
This podcast is brought to you in part by Coke, Buffalo Wild Wings, Southern Immediate Care, Guaranteed Labels, Central State Bank, Sunrise Docks, Banker's Bounty, and Dr. Thomas Dudney.
Hey, it's Bubba, Bubba on the lake. This is Bubba, Bubba on the lake. Yeah, he's got it going on. Gotta come and check this. Talking people, talking places from Bubba's perspective. This is Bubba, Bubba on the lake. Bubba on the lake. Let's go.